Well, here's the Cobra exhaust. These are the headers here, the mufflers, the short heat shield chrome piece, the long one obviously. The bracket, if it was a bicycle. And the bracket, if it was staying a motorcycle, two-wheeled, this one I just bolted right on the V-Star. Obviously it's not a motorcycle or a bike anymore, it's a trike. Let's take a look at the short header here real quick. Yes, I did go wash my hands. Got a little burr right there, but it's on the inside. Yeah, this is what would fold up on the short side then. The muffler would go there. Just set that out of the way for now. And this would be the long one. Exact same thing, I'm not going to take it all the way out. Actually, we'll do this though. On the stock ones, you actually have two pieces that are welded in to make this bend. The Cobra pipes, it's made out of one. It makes that bend right up there perfect the way it's supposed to be. And then this clamps in. That out of the way somewhere. And this is the short. That is actually metal though. I didn't expect that. It's got two things here. You just put your water hose clamps in there. And then run it over the header pipe itself, tighten them down. It's got a little fiberglass in there. That's the short one. Long one, exact same concept. You got one, two, and a third spot. Good, just enough. And same thing. Those clamps go in here. You put it on the header pipe and tighten it down. And the mufflers, these would also be the little brackets that go in between here. If you were putting them one on top of each other on the bike, won't be using that on the trike. Come off. How are we doing it backwards? Alright. Then it has the three little cuts in it. These would go over the header pipe. You put your clamp on here, this part. It does not want to fit at the moment. Maybe there's different sizes. One for top, one for bottom. Oh, almost. I'm not going to force it on right now. This would go over the header pipe. This would bolt into those two brackets going up and then onto this black one. And then the other exhaust pipe would be right on top. And that's how it'd be on the bike. Also on these, they made it so you can take the screw out. You can actually take the baffle completely out and just run straight pipes. Or you can even put in different baffles. Haven't even heard these yet. We'll try them. I don't think I'll be changing them. I don't exactly want, I mean obviously we all want performance. My main thing though is I want to be a little bit louder some dipshit on the road tries to come over to my lane or anything stupid, nobody listens to a horn. You rev up a motorcycle though, and everybody looks. It's the only reason I want these. No other purpose. Okay, I take that back. They do look nice. The shiny chrome. Alright. Now next video will be actually where we're mounting those headers on. And we'll figure out how and what we're going to do to get these mounted underneath that trike axle. We'll go from there at that point. Alright then. Finally getting to the exhaust. Got the lower Cobra header. And start putting this on. Now obviously when you're doing this, you want to make sure your hands are pretty clean from grease. This is the bare metal, you know, there's no cover on this. The heat shields will come later. You want to make sure your hands are as clean as you can. You also want to make sure you get a gasket. If you already have some in there, you might check them, or you can just replace them, but make sure you got a gasket. This is what fits up. It's pinched between the header and the motor block itself. It just pinches it and tightens it down. This one's kind of a metallic. Couldn't even honestly tell you. I think it's like just thin pieces of copper. What it kind of looks like. It goes in there. This on bolts it up. It squishes this down and seals it, so there's no exhaust leaks. So we need to make sure we have this ready. And we'll fish this up in here. Oh yeah, showed you on a previous video. You saw that. The master cylinder here. It usually sits up here. We put the lowering bracket on and dropped it down about 3 inches to make room for this. So it's pretty easy to fish it up in there. It's going to kind of sit like this when it's all said and done. And we're just going to put it on loosely right now, because then we need to slide the heat shield up and on it, and then we'll get the second one put back on it over here, and we'll have to line them both up so they're together, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do underneath the trike part, how we're going to mount the exhaust pipes themselves. Well, let me go ahead and get this finger tight and we'll be back. Alright, so you can see we got the nut here and the nut over here put on. Gasket is in there. I did leave it just finger tight so I can kind of move this around a bit. Hopefully you're seeing that. So this one's going to kind of look like I said, it's just finger tight in there. We'll get the other one put in, and we'll kind of line them up a little bit, and we'll put the heat shields on, and we'll kind of go from there. Just want you to see how that went in. Now as you can see, definitely I did not take the footrest off. It would be definitely easier, but with the Cobra pipes, moving that master cylinder or the brake reservoir down, you've got room to wiggle, and you got to wiggle to get it in there between the two studs off that front cylinder. Now on the back cylinder, there are no studs. You actually put the bolts into it. This one's the studs come out, and then the two nuts. Hopefully you can see them under there. Alright, so I'm going to go get the top one, the back one, show you that. We'll start putting it on, and this one there's a bit more room. I might just let it record while I'm doing it. We'll see how it goes when I get there. Okay, over here to the short side, this is the piece from the Cobra. here. Now, I already put the little donut in there. Or gasket, exhaust gasket if you want to call it. I did try to test fit this already. You see it does not want to go in. Now definitely I can snug it up and drive it in there. I have a feeling once I do that it ain't going to want to come out. So I didn't force it. Now this is the stock pipe. You can see the fitting up here. I know there's a lot in the way, but it actually just slides right in. No problems at all. So then I got to thinking, well, what's going on here? Now if you look, and it's kind of hard to see, the one on the right, the Cobra pipe, is just a hair. And I'm thinking it's the chrome polish plating that they did. Just a hair bigger than stock. I mean, just a little. Oops, now I did come in here with a wire brush. Clean that all up as best I could. Actually clean, there's nothing there now. It was a little corrosion, but got that all out. You can see there's a little scratches here. I thought, well, I'll just sand this down a little bit with some sandpaper. 150 grit sandpaper. Sanded on that pretty vigorously for a few minutes. Really didn't do anything. We gave up on that idea. I think we're just going to wedge it in. Or not wedge it in, but use the nuts to drive it in there. Like I said, I do not think it's going to come out nicely or happily. So we're going to do this at once. And hopefully not screw anything up. So let's go ahead and get those lined up. This one will probably need the tool on there. Get a few threads actually holding it. This will actually sit right about there. And since this has lots of room around it, let's get a finger tape for now. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get the heat shields on it. Like I said, I think once I tighten this up, it's going to be pretty much just, that's where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start on those heat shields. I'm going to do the front tank, or the front tank, front cylinder exhaust here first. Well, this one's got plenty of room. I mean, I can get my hand in there with no problem. Hopefully you can see all that. And we'll put this one on, and then we'll start tightening that up and see where we end up. Hopefully you can see in there with my finger. I got about quite a ½ inch. Well, you can see on the threads about where the rust starts here. We need to get all the threads in front of that into that block. Starting to look like a bike again. Oh wait, trike. Maybe we'll be starting it up here one of these days. Alright, I'm going to go get those heat shields, get those going, and I'll be right back.